Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel for episode 5 of Bromsgrove Sporting Save on FM21. It's been a little while since our last episode, apologies for that. But if you remember, we had that sort of narrow win against local rival Stourbridge. It was pretty tight, it was a bit boring, not much happened. It's been a little bit of a feature so far, isn't it, the games we played on the channel. Since then, we've had a little bit of a mixed run in terms of form and results, but we'll go through that in a second. We've got a cracker today though. We're still sat top of the league, just about, and we've got a top of the table clash, first v second. So hopefully there's going to be some fireworks, and we can solidify that position at the top. See you in a sec. Right guys, here we are. Since last time, just got that one piece of transfer news to tell you about. We've brought in Kieran Charnock. Experienced is the word. You can see he's maybe past his best a little bit with all these red arrows. 36, centre back. I actually think he's all right for this level, for a sort of, especially for a backup. 12 heading, 12 marking, 9 tackling, 9 strength, which at this level is fine. Decent mentals, good work rate. He can't run very much, but there's not many that can at this level that we can find. So I was happy to bring him in. We've struggled with fitness and injuries and depth in that position. So that's a decent signing for us. Unfortunately, as we've solved one problem, another one's appeared. Charlie Dad's packed up and left us to go to Canvey Island. His stats aren't great, but it's always a shame to see one of the sort of current real life players go. And it does leave us short on the left hand side now. So that's something that we're looking into sorting. But anyway, as I mentioned before, the form's been a little bit up and down. Last time, where did we leave it? We had that win against Stourbridge, which was a bit dull, but it was a win nonetheless. Another goal for Cowley. And we had all the cup games coming up. So, Cirencester, simple win. Two goals for Cowley. And it was pretty comfortable. Tamworth was a tough one. I think I mentioned that in the last video, that I thought that was going to be difficult. That was a bit dramatic. It was a bit of a dull game up until the last 5 minutes, where they went 1-0 up, and I thought, are the wheels going to start to come off here? Got one back in the 88th minute, and we kept pushing. A minute later, popped up with the winner. So a bit of a smash and grab. But I wouldn't say we didn't deserve it. It was just, it was fairly even, and we've maybe nicked it, and the draw probably would have been fair, but absolutely buzzing to come away with 3 points from that away game. It was the cup game that we had a run of cup games here, and as you can see, it was a bit unfortunate. The draw against York is a tough one. Obviously, they're from a division above, but they're a big club. We played them in a friendly, didn't we? And we tried something out, and they battered us. It was different this time. They didn't batter us. We didn't play particularly well, but we certainly didn't get dominated. They were just more clinical than we were. I keep looking back at it and thinking, should I have changed more tactically and tried to sort of account for it? But at the end of the day, the extra quality, I think, watching the game back just told. So it was fairly comfortable for them, but we didn't get outplayed. And we got us, more further than we needed to from an expectation point of view. It's a bit of a shame we didn't get a kind of draw and get into the FA Cup proper, but it is what it is. The finances we got from the games that we won sort of stove off the moving into the red a little bit, so it's better than nothing. And the next one was a bit of a disappointment. The Southern League Cup's obviously like the local cup for our set of leagues. There's not really any money involved. You're not going to get big crowds. There's not really any prize money. So it was the competition I was least bothered by. But I'm a big believer in momentum and trying to win everything, so I still wanted to win it. I made a lot of changes. Some were enforced from fitness because of this run of games: Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. But I still put out, I didn't put out the reserves or anything like that. There was still a team that should have won it against Shoaling, who I think are division below. We were big favourites anyway. So as you can see, we went again a bit like the Tamworth game. We went behind, and then when we got one back, I thought, okay, well, we'll go on to win this now, be it extra time or penalties or whatever the rules are. But to then still lose in injury time, I was a bit fuming at that. More the manner of the defeat rather than the result itself. So that was disappointing, because that's a cup we could have gone on and won really. And though we might not have got much financial reward for it, it's still you still want some trophies, but. There we are. That's gone. So it was left with the FA Trophy, which is one that we can go deep in, and there is a bit of money involved in that, so I definitely wanted to do well there. Now, up against Poole, I think at the same level as us, obviously different league, and funnily enough it's who Gift Musa, who left us earlier in the season, went on to play for, but the in-game sort of bookies odds, we were big underdogs. So we came away with a 1-0 win there. Again, we didn't play particularly well, but defended really solidly. Ward and Haywood did well, as you can see. Keeper pulled off some great saves, Sunby as well. So I've been pleased with some of the defensive performances. Just seem to be struggling going forward at this point. So I was a little bit concerned that I might have to start tweaking things or come up with a new system to sort of gradually move into. But we got the win, and that's the important thing for that one. We can progress in that. And it acted as a bit of a springboard. Then we get back to the league, which we seem to be better in. Local rivals Redditch. I ideally would have wanted to play this one on the channel, because that's probably our sort of most fierce rivalry in this league. They're the closest to us. You might have seen on Twitter, we played these guys in real life recently, the first game for fans back. Really nice to be able to go and watch again, and we got a win there in real life. So it was nice to follow that up with a battering, really. Really comfortable again. Cowley with 2. Taylor got on the score sheet. Chilton, now that he's getting a run of games, is performing well, with Dowd leaving. So really pleased to bounce back from a couple of disappointments with some good wins. Then where did we go? Invited Stratford to the Victoria ground. They were about 10th. So I wanted the victory, and that's what we got. Comfortable 2-0. Took us a while to find the first goal, but we didn't really ever sort of look like conceding too much, really. Again, Ward and Adeyemi this time at centre back, and the goalkeeper playing well. So we seem to be forming that strong base at the back, which is good. So this is where the trouble starts, guys. I thought we're okay. We're back to the league. We've only got one cup. It'll help with the fixture congestion and the fitness problems. You've probably noticed we've had to change positions around more often than I'd want to. I don't really want to keep changing my centre backs, but the fitness at this level, you have to. They just can't keep playing sort of weekend, midweek all the time. But we were doing okay. And then Needham Market, it was another sort of relatively tough game. I think they were doing okay, sort of upper mid-table. But when we went ahead 26 minutes, Callum Ball got a rare start because Cowley was suspended, I think, from yellow cards. And then when they got one back in the first half, I wasn't too worried, because we've always had the ability to score goals, but we just didn't really create anything else. So I was a little bit concerned, but I didn't know if it was just the absence of Cowley having to make a couple of changes. So there's no need to panic. But then when we went to Rushden, and they tonked us 3-0, really. We didn't really ever get into it. The sending off didn't help, but we were 1-0 down, and they were well on top for pretty much 90 minutes. So that's probably the worst result we've had. It is even worse than that Alfchurch one that we played on the channel, because they just outplayed us, really. So that was disappointing, and I couldn't really figure out the reason. I know there was changes to the team. I have to keep changing it around, but the manner of the performance really concerned me. So I am working on some other tactics, some tweaks and things like that in the background. I don't want to jump away from this one too quickly, because it's served us pretty well so far, but we have to have a plan ready to sort of see if this continues. The Leiston one, it was different to our normal performance. We got the win, and that was great, because after a draw and then that bad loss, I was worried that a bad run of form was really going to start, and we were going to sort of capitulate. So just to get a 1-0 was good. They did put us under a lot of pressure. The last sort of 15-20 minutes, I had to pull back and sit back and soak up the pressure, which I don't like doing. It never seems to work for me. We always seem to get pegged, but it took a lot of big saves from Sunby. You can see 7.8 rating there, which is really high for a keeper. We had to defend a little bit desperately, but we got the win, and after those results, that was the main thing, really. And then Rushall, 0-0. We don't have many of those. I think, where's the last one? We had an FA Cup one, and then one right at the start of the season. We don't have 0-0s, and it was a 0-0 game. We didn't create at all, neither did they. I mean, to be fair, I say that. We did have some chances, and then we hit the post a couple of times, but it never looked, the football was never good. We never looked like we were really dangerous. They were from sort of set pieces, and and whatever. So we didn't really deserve the win. So we have gone off the boil a little bit. Thankfully, we had a decent sort of 5-point lead, and other teams around us have dropped points, but we are down to 2 points now. And as I said at the start, today is a massive game. It's the biggest game of the season so far, I'd say. We've got Kings Langley, who are sat in second, and it's 2 points the gap. So they can overtake us and take top spot if they beat us. So we need to book up our form, because it's not been good the last sort of 3 or 4 games. And you know, they're the best team we've played in a while, based on, you know, the table and form and things like that. So we've got to get something out of today. Because I don't want to get dragged into this. If we have another couple of poor results in a row, we need to get back to our best and crack on. On the flip side, if we do get a result today, opens up a big gap again, and we've got a little bit of breathing room. So, before we get into that, in terms of players, you can see as expected, Cowley top goal scorer, 16 goals, highest average rating. Mikey Taylor and Jason Cowley both on 6 assists. So as I said before, he's getting involved in the play and creating as well. Most man of the matches, so he, you know, we know he's key, but he's been on, and it probably contributes to the drop off in form in these sort of poor games. Obviously he's not scored. So he scored against Stratford, got a couple against Redditch, but then the last 4, I think he didn't play one of them. But we've not been able to get him going. He's not been involved. So I don't know. Like I say, I'm working on some other systems, but I don't want to bring them in just yet. Let's see how we go for the next few games. But we need to get to game right, so see you in a second. Right then, guys, this is what we're going for. I think it's the best team that we've got available. Mikey Taylor is suspended. Shorrock is suspended as well from that sending off. I think got a 4-game ban in the end. It was a dreadful one. Right, here we go. Let's hope we can get off to a fast start. We've done that a good amount throughout the season, so I'd like to get in front nice and early. If we play our game, we've beaten once. If you remember, this was the first game of the season, and we beat them 3-2. It was an exciting one, wasn't it? It's for the first game, so we got off to a good start. So we've beaten them before, and we're a better team now than I think at the start. So, but then by the looks of it, so are they. So the first proper highlight's going to be theirs. Bit of a battle with my frame rate as well for some reason. Headed wide, nothing to worry about. Sort of a half attack from both sides so far. Typically, I mean, I'm recording this, aren't I? So it's going to be a rubbish game. The rest of them have been. Free kick in behind. Haywood deals with it. Late going on a marauding run, needs some help. That's why they pops it forward, but to no one really. And they'll come away with it. And that's good though, it's good. It's been a feature. We've pressured and won those second balls. And here we go again, into Cowley's feet. That's better. That's better. Come on, boys. Oh, it's ambitious. Can he keep it in? He can. Get the ball in. Towards late. Yes! Oh, he's off. Yeah, he's off. Oh. I just thought for a second that he might have snuck on. Oh, is he? Fullback. I think the fullback might be playing him on there. VAR. We might be a little bit unlucky there, guys. I think that might have been just onside. Great. Looks like Aswali's picked up a knock. Corner comes in. There's the header. There it is, Luke Ward. It's his first of the season. I said last time that we struggled for goals from corners, although we'd come close a few times. And what better time to grab one? It's simple, basic stuff. Ward at the front post. Big header. Gets above the defender. Yes. Come on. It's a big, big goal. Just starting to come into it now. Come on then. Get another. Broadhurst. So that's what a lot of the set pieces have been like. We've got to the headers. And it's been over the bar or clipped the top of the bar or just wide or straight at the keeper sometimes. We're having a really good spell here, guys. Late's in here, crosses, come on Chilts, there it is! There it is, there it is, there it is! Yes! Well, we've finally scored more than one goal on the channel. And I mean, it's the most important game we've had so far. Simple ball across, wrong foot for Chilton, but it didn't matter. He lost his marker, put it in the bottom corner. It's 2 decent goals. They've been simple, but you know, that's effective, and we've been good value for it. We've had all the ball, haven't we? Had all the pressure. What's the possession like? 57%. So we've just sort of pressed them into submission. Really, every time they've cleared it, you've seen we've got the ball right back forward again, which is what we want to do. Get it forward quickly. Don't think there's too much that needs looking at there. I can't be too drastic with any changes. As well, he's got a bit of a knock, which I'm worried about. But the only other person that really plays there is Luke Warden. I don't really want to have to shift the whole defence at the minute. So let's see how he gets on for this one. Still looking for another sort of right back to give Asweli a rest, because he's having to play every game. We've done a couple with Ward out there, but halfway through a game, I don't want to be messing with the centre backs if I can help it. So wins the throw in. Okay, if we can get a third early this half. Maybe not. The rest of the team doing okay for fitness though. They're struggling here, aren't they? Their midfield, which they've shown really, they've not had the ball down there at all. All of this front four, look for them, struggling for fitness. We need to take advantage. Straight back forward, look. Can we find the pass? There it is, late to score! Should have had one then, shouldn't we? Probably the best chance. Another corner. Can we get a second? Not this time. Attack's not over though with Spink. Don't lose it there, Spinky. What are you doing? Sometimes. I think we do need to take advantage of this fitness. I think we might have to just shift things over a little bit. Happy with Adeyemi coming in, and I think that right side's been an issue, but there's not much we can do. This is the issue we've got. Mikey Taylor's out, so there isn't a huge amount of options for us. I might just bring in Brooks there as a ball winner to see if we can just shore up that midfield. Make sure we keep our dominance now. We've got the 2-goal lead. I'm hoping that as they come out and if we can pick them off with Brooks sitting a little bit deeper, there's going to be spaces for Late, for Landell, for Cowley to exploit. But the second half sort of rumbling on with not much happening, so I thought we were going to get a really good 90 minutes to show, but it looks like just the first half. But when we're 2-0 up, I'm not too fussed. I'm all right with it. Can we create something here? Brooks into Broadhurst. Now Late to Landell. He could have took that on maybe. It's a good little bit of passing. It's a little bit narrow though. Let's get it wider. I want to stretch him as much as possible now. It looks like it's just going to tick away, guys, but a 2-0 win against our closest sort of league challengers at this point. And it's been a dominant performance, hasn't it, really? I don't think they've not had a sniff, really, have they? That's been, I think, the second highlight they've had, probably one right at the start. There it is. Bit of an anticlimax, sorry guys, but it's a good win, really good win, and that puts us in a great position going forward. You can still see some of the issues we're having with the squad when certain players are injured or not fit. We don't have a much depth. That right side, right back is a bit of a problem because we've just got Asweli, but Luke Ford's done a job there sometimes. I just don't like messing with it, but that was fine there, and it's sort of, I suppose, bringing on Brooks probably helped to kill the game, really. But dominant, control, not too exciting, but I'll take that 2-0 win. More than we could have hoped for with that recent bit of a wobble in form. It could have gone anywhere. But anyway, guys, I mean, we're going to leave it there, and we'll crack on. We're top of the league. We've opened up 2 points, so up to 5 points now on Kings Langley. I don't know how the other results have gone. We'll check that out next time, but we're looking good. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, I hope you did. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell so you know when the videos are coming. I know there's been a bit of a gap between them this time, but we're hoping to get back to normal now and sort of get a video out at least every weekday, and get the series really moving on. Scott's cracked on with his save as well. I know he's perhaps struggling a little bit, but it's difficult down there with all those sort of amateurs, amateur contracts and all of that to sort out. So do check over onto his series as well if you want a bit more content. But other than that, we'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.